Hey, what's up, everybody? This is me, Martell. I actually want to make a video, talk to the Asian community for once. This might sound kind of out there, and forgive me and all that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sound like I'm disrespectful, actually, to come up on the xenophobe tip, but curious tip, too. Like, I saw so many posts on Reddit, so how y'all talk about Africa and all that, you know, as a black man. The shameful to say this, too. I don't know nothing about my roots, my origins, my backgrounds, anything. Unfortunately, my parents had passed away decades ago. And I pretty much lost all contact with family, you know. I have to be honest with the Asian community. I did not come from very honorable backgrounds, but humble backgrounds too. I deal with a lot of fights. I deal with a lot of abuse. I deal with a lot of attacks and all that, harassments and such, you know what I'm saying? I realize this too as I'm turning 37 this year. Realize I'm not getting younger, you know. And I've been kind of painfully reflecting what y'all been telling me, sharing me about your communities, your culture, and all that, you know. I say this many times, too, in the past. I said I'm very jealous of you guys. Well, in a good way, that you have a community. You have value. You have different cultures behind you and all that, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of admit that sound kind of xenophobic. I kind of have to be honest with y'all, but not in an aggressive kind of way, but it's like, I'm trying to understand you guys, you know. I know we come from two totally different backgrounds and so forth, you know. I don't know anything about Asian culture or anything. And I'm not saying that in a slanderous, despiteful kind of way, but it's just honest kind of way too, because I mostly had to be raised practically by myself growing up. I had to be a caretaker to my parents and all that. That side though, so like, I want to know global cultures and all that, you know. Shallow as it sounds, you know, why you want to learn about global culture? Because I'm also a content creator, I'm a musician, I'm a recording artist, I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, I'm a vlogger, I'm a gamer and all that, you know. I've been supporting a lot of streamers and gamers and content creators, artists for decades or so, you know. So that being said, I'm working with a talent agency on my business account and all that, you know, and I kind of have to admit something that I around like to get sponsors from Asia and all that, especially from China and parts of South Korea and so forth, Japan, Chinese, the Philippines. My lady, that she's also happy to be Blazed, and she's learning how to be a profound English teacher and all that, you know. I'm proud of her, you know. She shared me the story of her professional, so I had to get her permission before I shared it. And I don't want to accidentally expose her to the wrong audience or crowd or anything, but she is asking for my support. And I'm trying to understand the best of my abilities and all that, but I come to limitations too. Shame to say this, so I did not come from honorable backgrounds and all that. I came from the streets, I came from the struggle, I came from the battle. I deal with racism, I deal with prejudice, I deal with ableism and all that, you know. I don't expect nobody to understand me and all that. And I face reality too. I was actually, ironically, speaking on a movie, I was watching the Spider-Man movie. I won't spoil anything, but it's actually pretty profound. The lady said Jane something, I forget the villain lady or so. She was saying a profound quote that both her and Spider-Man had something in common. They could never live normal lives, be normal and all that. And this reflected me too. Myself many years ago, my original account was Martell before I got booted out by Reddit. So I did say, if I could be normal, I suppose, you know what I'm saying, would I still be me? Why would I care, you know? And y'all share me your pain, your struggles for so many years or so, you know. This might sound like a shallow topic, and I apologize for this, but I don't know what it's like to have a normal life, you know what I'm saying? I'm thankful I'm still working and all that, my job, very thankful for that, but it's like, I was never given a normal life to begin with, you know. As I'm getting older and all that, turning 37, pushing my 40s and all that, I'm getting ready to do big things for next year and all that. For my 20th anniversary, being a recording artist, content creator, and so forth and all that, you know. I realized some of the things I guess I come across in my own content. I was crazy, I was radical, and still am, but you know, I guess age comes with maturity and all that, and I kind of feel like, in a way, I didn't want to actually look like I'm just, you know, a culture vulture or anything, you know. because ironically, I have audience of different backgrounds and all the supporters and sponsors and talent agencies and such. I'm in the process of revamping my website. I'm getting new professional photos. I'm getting ready to do weight loss surgery or programs, whatever my doctor refer me to, and so forth. Sometimes I wish I could be normal. Sometimes, to be real with y'all, to the Asian community, I wish I was normal. But I realize that very painfully I'm not. I didn't come from a highly educational background, not down on myself or anything, not put myself down or anything, I talk down to myself, but just rather be upfront with the audience that's listening and all that. And the words to the Asian man, Asian woman, I know it sound kind of very out there, kind of even accidentally disrespectful to your culture or anything. But, as I got older, I got more wiser and mature and all that. I'm trying to understand, the world and all that, especially America attacking China/Asians and all that. No disrespect, not xenophobic, just saying the obvious. You guys actually got to be interested in Blasians too. Especially my lady, she's Blasian herself, so it's like, oh wow, is that like a sign or a coincidence from the universe or something? Y'all send me a gift or so. I'm trying to understand as I get older. I feel like I realize I might not be aware of what's really going on in the world. So I'm watching social media, the news, the trends, whatever, the fads, whatever. But I feel like I'm getting older and all. I feel like should I follow trends and styles and all that? I had to work I work hard for every dollar, every penny, for everything. Just think if I got approved. Give me a new phone, work on my website, work with talent agency. I'm trying to, reach out to sponsors, affiliates, and so forth. I want next year to be a takeoff year and all that, but I don't know how that is. And I can't feel like I'm not rich or successful. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of getting to me. So I guess you could call it self-elevation or self-hatred, whatever you want to call it, to the audience and all that. I give you all that. Next year is my 20th anniversary. Me and my business partner were just talking about that too, getting back in the music business, recording music, saving up money for promos, saving money for graphics, saving money for music video and all that. We haven't recorded music. I'm telling myself, I haven't recorded music in 3 years and all that, and I'm really recording music and all that. But the music business is a very shady, dark place to be in. I'm actually kind of curious about the Asian community too, about Asians in the music business and all that. I guess it's a very important video too, being 20 years in the music business and content creation next year. It's like a big thing for me. I'm just trying to hope I could, be up to the task and so forth. It's just outside of the music production with the producers, outside the talent agency and so forth. I'm mostly doing all the legwork and all the hard labor and all that, So I do recognize, I'm trying to understand y'all, I'm also trying to understand my community around the world too, from Europe, from Asia, from Africa, Latin America, and so forth, I'm also in the process too, getting my passport renewed too, so I'm just, trying to really just go global and all that, whenever that time comes, Anyways, I won't hold your time or anything. I just want to say much respect to the Asian community. Martell's definitely out.